So the Senate had a hearing yesterday, December 22nd, with Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey about the censorship teams on their social media platforms. And it finally is coming out that people with my point of view have been specifically targeted. Anything right-wing, as they call it, I don't believe it's right-wing at all. I believe the definitions are wrong. I believe right-wing implies authoritarianism and heavy-handed government policies and, extreme, totalitarianism. The far left is far more guilty of that than the so-called far right, whereas the right-wing, as they call them, are more libertarian. They want less government, less control. They want the government out of our lives. And the left wing, so-called, want more government control, want more censorship, want more regulations. And so I believe that the terms are incorrect. But anyway, they had this Senate hearing and they interrogated basically Mark Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey about their censorship teams and their censorship software, that they target certain keywords, certain hashtags, certain websites, and certain people, which happen to be people that question the COVID vaccine, which is now being pulled off the market right and left. These vaccines are, because they were untested and unproven. We all question that. Like, how can they just fast track a vaccine that they haven't proven or tested, and then they give those drug companies immunity? They shouldn't have ever got immunity. They shouldn't have never fast-tracked it before testing. And now they're being pulled off the market. Well, that's all we were saying, is it could be dangerous. And they've proven to be dangerous. And that is why they're pulling them off the market. But they censored us for it. They, persecuted us for it. They, used shame tactics. And they censored us on social media. These big platforms worked with the government and the Biden administration to censor people with that point of view, that, hey, maybe we should test these vaccines before we distribute them. Like, for fuck's sake, they're not taking the influenza vaccine off the market, and that's been tested and proven. So, why would they be taking these COVID vaccines off the market? Well, it's because they're dangerous. That's why. Herd immunity is why we have less COVID, not because of these vaccines. People who are found to have gotten COVID and recovered were 22 times less likely to be infected again. So that's why we have less COVID now than before. It's because of herd immunity, and look it up. Look up herd immunity. It's where humans' antibodies combine together, in a herd to create a stronger immunity against the infection. And that's why we have less COVID. And I said that long before any of that was really produced. I said that back in 2020, back as early as March of 2020. I said, we don't need these vaccines. Herd immunity will do its job. I think this is just a big hoax. And that's what it turned out to be. So, what's next? Monkeypox or something, right? We'll get the same kind of hysteria. And they also targeted anybody who had anything to say about LGBT. Well, I still have a problem with that. I still don't agree with Drag Queen Story Hour. I don't agree with pride parades. These pride parades issue warnings to parents about nudity at the pride parades. Why do men have their dicks out in public, and why is that okay? I don't agree with that. That should be absolutely forbidden. Those men with their dicks out at pride should be going to jail for indecency or, lewdness or whatever. They shouldn't have their dicks out in public, especially in front of children. I don't agree with Drag Queen Story Hour. I don't agree with men with their dicks out. I don't agree with transgender dancing with children and influencing them. I think that's all wrong. And so I'll never change my opinion on that, but I should have the freedom of speech to say those things without getting censored. And I know that I was censored, I just couldn't prove it until now. But in 2019, I had some political opinions, and my account in 2019 got a censorship warning. It said, your account has been suspended or something locked is what it was. My account has been locked. If you wish to reopen your account, delete the content, and they pointed out a post, and then you can get your account back. Well, I deleted the content, I got my account back, but Disruptarian on Twitter went from getting 31 million views a month, and I proved it. I took screenshots and I uploaded them. I went from 31 million views a month to 30,000 a month after my account was restored, and it's never recovered since. So I'll be writing Elon Musk, and Lord willing, I get my, reach back. I get unshadow banned. I've been shadow banned basically, certainly on Facebook and certainly on Twitter, and I can prove that I got shadow banned on Twitter in 2019. But at least they're having Senate hearings about that. Senator Hawley really went hard on them and interrogated them about this, and told them, threatened them that they would subpoena the data about all of their censorship. And so when that's known, when that gets exposed to the public, these social media platforms are going to die off. When people realize what meddling these social media giants have done in politics and in just, social interactions to guide policies for the government, when people realize that, these social media platforms are going to die off. I guarantee it. Just watch and see. But so that's my proof. I'll show some links. I'm in the Philippines and it's crazy here. But anyway, I'll show some links in this video in the description about my censorship, about how I went from 31 million views a month to 30,000 overnight. That's proven. So now, not only is it proven, but I know now how many other people have went through the same thing. It's being exposed every day.